Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Year after year, at this conclave, we gather not only to exchange ideas, but to honor a life's work that has shaped our professional landscape. This morning, we come to that proud tradition once again. The IMA Lifetime Achievement Award is not an annual formality. It is a carefully chosen recognition conferred only upon individuals whose leadership has influenced industry, institutions, and national discourse. Over the years, nearly 25 distinct visionaries have been conferred with IMA Lifetime Achievement Award. Leaders who've shaped sectors, guided enterprises, and influenced policies. From industrial visionaries to corporate statesmen, from institution builders to global business leaders. Each year, this award is entrusted to one such individual. And each year, it reminds us that leadership, when sustained over decades, becomes legacy. And today, we add another distinguished name to that lineage. Before we welcome him on stage, let us take a moment to look beyond the boardrooms and balance sheet. If you happen to scroll through his Instagram, you might find him riding a powerful bike, or steering an ATV across desert sand, or perhaps even taking friends along for a spin on a speedboat, or maybe discussing secrets of happiness with curly tails. And when he's not doing that, you may just find him doing push-ups with Milind Soman. Clearly, energy is not something that he delegates. Let us now take a look at the AV introduction of Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. May I request the AV team to play the video, please?
A few leaders don't just create structures, they create ecosystems. Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani has built both and built them to last. Widely regarded as a transformative force in India's housing landscape and often called a builder extraordinaire, he has shaped not just Mumbai's skyline, but the way urban India imagines community living. As co-founder and managing director of the Hiranandani Group, he pioneered the concept of self-contained townships, redefining urban development by integrating homes, schools, healthcare, hospitality, retail, and infrastructure into thriving ecosystems. His entrepreneurial vision extends far beyond real estate, with ventures like Yotta data centers and green-based logistics contributing to India's digital and industrial future. His leadership has earned him key roles in apex business bodies, influencing policy and industry direction. As Provost of HSNC University, overseeing 14 colleges, 3 schools, and a skill development center, he continues to shape education, preparing future generations for a rapidly evolving world. A lifelong learner himself, earning his PhD at 68 and a firm believer in discipline through yoga and fitness, he exemplifies growth in every dimension. His guiding belief, sincerity and commitment with consistent efforts is the recipe to success. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani.
As we mark this special moment, I invite Mr. Sapan Shah, owner Shah Marketing and Vice President IMA, to kindly escort Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani onto the stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the recipient of IMA Lifetime Achievement Award, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. Please give him a huge round of applause. To formally welcome Dr. Hiranandani to this conclave, I request Mr. Niket Mangal, Managing Director, the NM Group, to join us and present a floral greeting, please. Mr. Niket Mangal. Mr. Niket Mangal, request you to please join. and present the floral welcome. Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani is not just a name. It is a benchmark in Indian business leadership. We associate it with scale, transformation, and reimagining the urban India. But behind every widely recognized name is a story of discipline, persistence, and decisions taken when they mattered most. Let's take a closer look at that journey. May I request the AV team to play the video, please?
मुट्ठी में कुछ सपने लेकर भर कर जेबों में आशाएं, दिल में है अरमान यही कुछ कर जाएं, कुछ कर जाएं। सूरज सा तेज नहीं मुझ में, दीपक सा जलता देखोगे। सूरज सा तेज नहीं मुझ में, दीपक सा जलता देखोगे। अपनी हद रोशन करने से तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे? तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे? मैं उस माटी का वृक्ष नहीं जिसको नदियों ने सींचा है। मैं उस माटी का वृक्ष नहीं जिसको नदियों ने सींचा है। बंजर माटी में पल कर मैंने मृत्यु से जीवन खींचा है। मैं पत्थर पर लिखी इबारत हूं। मैं पत्थर पर लिखी इबारत हूं। शीशे से कब तक तोड़ोगे? मिटने वाला मैं नाम नहीं। तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे? तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे? इस जग में जितने जुल्म नहीं, उतने सहने की ताकत है। इस जग में जितने जुल्म नहीं, उतने सहने की ताकत है। तानों के भी शोर में रहकर सच कहने की आदत है। मैं सागर से भी गहरा हूं। मैं सागर से भी गहरा हूं। तुम कितने कंकड़ फेंकोगे? चुन चुन कर आगे बढ़ूंगा मैं। तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे? तुम मुझको कब तक रोकोगे?
Before we confer this honor, it is our tradition to formally record the journey we are celebrating today. The citation is our way of putting into words what decades of work have built, not just milestones, but impact. To present the citation, I invite Mr. Ansh Anand, Chief Executive Officer, Punjab Jewels, to please come up on the stage.
Cities are not built with concrete alone. They are built with conviction, character, and a commitment to future generations. With this enduring belief, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani has transformed vision into vibrant reality, redefining India's urban landscape and setting new benchmarks in integrated community development. A pioneering first-generation entrepreneur, he is widely regarded as one of India's most influential nation builders, a leader whose foresight has shaped not just skylines, but systems. From reclaiming the marshlands of Powai to creating one of India's most iconic self-sustained townships. Dr. Hiranandani demonstrated that bold imagination, when matched with disciplined execution, can redefine how a nation lives and works. Under his visionary leadership, the Hiranandani Group has expanded across residential, commercial, industrial, data infrastructure, energy, and education sectors. Each initiative rooted in long-term socio-economic impact and sustainable growth. An accomplished chartered accountant and PhD in housing, Dr. Hiranandani exemplifies the rare fusion of intellectual rigor and entrepreneurial excellence. Beyond business, he has played a pivotal role in policy advocacy, urban governance reform, economic dialogue, and contributing meaningfully to India's growth narrative. As Provost of HSNC University, he continues to champion multidisciplinary education, nurturing institutions that empower future generations with knowledge, skill, and integrity. His leadership transcends enterprise, it reflects purpose. His work transcends commerce, it creates communities. For his extraordinary contribution to real estate innovation, educational advancement, policy thought leadership, and nation building. For his unwavering commitment to excellence, sustainability, and societal progress. And for a lifetime devoted to shaping India's urban and intellectual future. The Indore Management Association proudly confers upon Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Ansh. It is now time for the moment we've been waiting for. I invite our esteemed members of the board, Dr. Himanshu Rai, Director IIM, Chairman IMA, Mr. Ashok Kumar Jain, Chairman and MD Founder, Arihant Capitals, Mr. Anil Satwani, Founder and Managing Director, Symbiotic Pharma, Mr. Girish Matlani, Managing Director, Sonic Biochem Extractions Limited, Mr. Manoj Kumar Jain, Managing Director, Shriram Life Insurance Company Limited, Mr. Manoj Munshi, Senior Advocate, High Court, M. Munshi and Associates, Mr. Satin Tiwari, Executive Director, Operations, Case New Holland Constructions Equipment, India Private Limited, Mr. Vijay Goyal, Owner of Sigma Chemicals, Mr. Nali Paul, COO, Cloud Limbs Lab Solutions, India Private Limited, Mr. Pawan Singhania, Executive Vice Chairman, Jaideep Ispat Private Limited, Mr. Akhilesh Rathi, Managing Director, Savit Universal Limited, C.A. Santosh Muchal, Member of the Board of Advisors, Bridge the Globe, Managing Partner, Muchal and Gupta Chartered Accountants, C.A. Naveen Khandelwal, President IMA, Mr. Ashwin Palsikar, Vice President IMA. Could you please come up on the stage? It's now time. Everybody's been waiting to hear from you. We would value your reflections.
A few times in life that one is speechless. This just happens to be one of those moments in my life. Thank you, distinguished members of the Indore Management Association. Thank you, respected dignitaries, friends. It was fantastic hearing Dr. Virodia. Such a pleasure. And my young friends who are here today. The first instance, I'm elevated. Elevated beyond the roof, which is tall over here, to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm only 75. Maybe we could have waited for a couple of years more. Or do you feel that that is the end of life? It's not. It is just the beginning. It's the beginning of the new age. It's the beginning of the new India. It's about the beginning of opportunity, which India did not see before. I'm again humbled when the earlier awardees are of the level of Dr. Godrej, Mr. Ratan Tata, and others. All of being my mentors, all of them being people who have achieved something beyond my imagination. And I do hope that at the end of life, I will have similarly achieved what they have done. I also accept this award, not on my own, but all the people who work with me, who lived with me, who mentored me, who guided me, who collaborated with me, who brought this success to me. Because I was alone, I would never, ever been able to achieve anything that I have possibly done. So the award belongs to all of them. It is a collaborative effort. It is a collective effort. And yes, I may have had good ideas and vision. But when you have good ideas and vision, till you don't have good objectives, good ideas cannot succeed if they do not have ultimately the empathy, the thought process behind them. And for my young friends who are sitting here, is it only about the architecture of the buildings that we made? It is, and it is not. It is because it is like the elephant. The elephant, the big elephant, has tusks. And those are considered the teeth through which they eat. But it's not. It's the teeth in the mouth that actually grinds the food that it eats and brings it to success. Thank you. This is the difference between what you see, which is Niranjan Hiranandani in the front, and the entire gamut of the group and people who are my mentors, teachers, and others. So, my journey has been, in that respect, a huge collaborative effort. The moment we know that it is getting the collective action together, sometimes the government, sometimes even the bureaucracy, sometimes even the industry, In our good old times when I started, making a house was good enough. उसकी quality कुछ भी हो चल जाता था. Builders were not known for the purposes of making good quality. So what was it that came into my mind in order to see that the buildings and apartments that we made were of the quality which was excellent? We made 6,000 apartments, 7,000 apartments, and I'm proud to tell you that not a single building apartment leaks out of the 7,000 over a period of 35 years. How does one achieve it? And yes, it is technology. Yes, it is consistency. Yes, it is huge effort. Yes, it is there. It is, but there is something else which adds to it. And the thought was only one, that if I had to go and stay in any one of those 7,000 apartments, how would I build those apartments? And that was the simple answer to a very difficult technical decision. And the joke was, when I spoke 30 years ago to my chief engineer, that I want apartments that never leak or plumbing that doesn't fail. He actually went out and joked with the rest of the staff that this chartered accountant doesn't understand construction. Buildings always leak. And that was the philosophy that we had to change, the culture that we had to think differently. And once you have that objective and vision in your mind, no matter what it is, you can get the technology, you can get the people, you can get the vision, and you can achieve it. And we have done it for various things all the time. And believe you me, it works. So it's a simple thought and idea and mission that works, is the fact that you have a belief and you decide that we must make it happen. When we brought technology to India, the Prime Minister decided that technology must reach the people. And it was just mentioned earlier in the speech. How the technology of UPI has been used to achieve that objective. To see also how money transactions are done so that the corruption which took place earlier while delivering social justice to the people could be done. The idea is the same. The vision is clear. You can use methodologies which may be physical, methodologies which will use technology, and we are using that. So we blend both these aspects of it, the clear honesty, integrity of the vision, to the ideas of technology and mission that make such an implementation happen. And this is not only about one item of work, but every item of work. We decided in Powai to have at least 25% of the land to remain green permanently, and we still maintain that in spite of the fact that we have sold 85% already of all the property. We still see to it that that is maintained. We decided, in spite of the fact that there was no requirement to recycle all the sewage water that was developed. 30 years ago, we created the largest sewage recycling plant for any private layout in Maharashtra, and it still produces and reuses and recycles all the water for the last 30 years, and we still use it today for gardening, washing, and everything. So at that time, there was no question of shortage of water, but still the principle of sustainability, plantation of trees, and other things happen. These are concepts and visions which arise out of a thought process and a belief that we must be ahead of what the things are in the future. The idea of India, Bharat, is going to be this and this alone. But you know, the young people always ask me, I'm just an ordinary student. I have 14 colleges, as that was mentioned. So the students constantly ask me, how can an ordinary student, because I'm ordinary, how can I achieve the best in class? And at many times, I had myself wondered. I was an ordinary student. I came as a first generation businessman. And what is it that really makes us successful people in our lifetime? By ordinary people. And then the secret came out as I studied people and different people who have moved up the value chain. And I'm going to share that principle and secret with you today, especially for the young people. And the secret is 1% improvement every day. This is something which over a period of time, our company, our people are trained to do. Whatever you have done in the past, how to improve it by 1%. If I'm speaker today, if you call me again for Lifetime Achievement Award or otherwise, I must speak 1% better next time that I come and speak to you. Can I do it or not? And that's exactly what life is about. Life is about incrementally improving that, and you don't have to do it in this. You can, if you want to do singing, next time you sing 1% better. If you're cooking, you do 1% better in cooking. If you're building a project, you build 1% better next time. If you're doing anything in life, remember, keep on improving 1% and you will improve 365% in a year. In 10 years, with compound interest of improvement, you will become from an ordinary person to an extraordinary genius. And that is the secret of success of every ordinary person who decides that he or she wants to be a super genius. We have two great examples of such successes in our lifetime. One is Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam was born in a poor family in a village in Kerala and walked 4 or 5 miles to go to this government school. Do you think in one day he became an engineer, scientist of excellence, and then the President of India? No. He just strived to improve himself a little bit every day. And that is what life is all about. Being able to incrementally improve ourselves differentially every day that you do, and keep at it till God gives us good health and possibilities of making that improvement. And you will also be a successful man. And there is a second example, which is probably more better known to each one of us, and that is about a chai wala. A simple chai wala in India became the chief minister of Gujarat. Was he satisfied by just being the chief minister? Even though, can you imagine if I was a chai wala and I became a chief minister, I would be so excited and said, that's my biggest achievement. I don't need to go anywhere up beyond that. He was not satisfied. So when people say, आप यहाँ तक पहुँच गए, अभी आप क्या करना चाहते हैं आगे? My mind is, मैं तो यहाँ पहुँचा हूँ, अभी तो काफी रास्ता बाकी है, ऐसे सोचना शुरुआत कर दो और आप कहाँ भी पहुँच सकते हैं। चांद तारे पर हम पहुँच जाएंगे क्योंकि हमारे विचार वैसे हैं कि हम कल और भी अच्छा करेंगे, और भी बढ़िया करेंगे, और भी हम ज़्यादा पहुँच जाएंगे और वो हो सकता है. So even though Mr. Narendra Modi was born in a very poor family, was brought about in a difficult manner in the beginning of his life. Even today, he just doesn't want to be the prime minister. He wants to be the prime minister of one of the richest countries in the world and to progress and see to it that he also has a position of a world leader, which I think he is going to be one of those great leaders of the world. So I do believe that it is not me. It is about each of us. Each of us must strive to make this India great, Bharat, into its independent action. And that is why, Dr. Firodia, believe you me, we will do it. ये सब बैठे हैं यहाँ करने के लिए. आप चिंता मत करिए, because I saw that there were some doubts in the minds of your speech, that there is a hesitancy that we would be achieving. Believe you me, I can assure you, with the kind of people that we meet today, we shall do it and we will not fail in any of the actions that we do. What is it that we have challenges in what we do? In the real estate field, regulatory, land issues, black money, बहुत ही कठिनाई हैं. But in every activity which needs to meet these hurdles, there is a possibility of overcoming that. Because great successes are never done in comfort zones. आपको कुछ extraordinary करना है, आपको कोई अच्छा, ज़्यादा अच्छा कुछ करना है, आपको एक सीमा जो है उसके आगे हमें जाना है, तो आपको hurdles और कठिनाई ज़रूर आएंगे. इसलिए when we point out to the problems that you have, whether in personal lives, in health issues, in the environment that we have, be happy that there is a democracy that we have. And ultimately, while we may have great leaders on one side, we have not so good people also at many levels of society. It is up to us, to institutions like you have over here in the Management Association, to speak out about the problems that are there, which I understand and see that you are doing very successfully, and you will continue to do this, explaining of these problems in future to the government, to the institutions, to other people, and training of people to be done. People say, आपके construction industry तो काफ़ी अच्छी चल रही है बॉम्बे में, कुछ problem नहीं है. It's not like that. Have you been able to reach the poorest of poor? रोटी कपड़ा मकान, हम मकान बनाते हैं. हर एक के लिए घर बनाया है कि नहीं? नहीं बनाया. और जब तक ये नहीं बनेगा, हमें शांति नहीं होती. We have a policy of housing for all, which came up during Vajpayee's time. I was a drafting of that first national housing policy for India, and the slogan housing for all was put up at that point of time. We still have not achieved it. This is a problem. So we are now discussing with the government how we can change regulatory issues at the central government level, at the state level, at the financial level with RBI and others, in order to see this dream come true for everybody. Because you can't have wealth of the nations go up and not availability of all the activities at the bottom of the pyramid. We are discussing how we can bring about an effective rental housing policy if we cannot get affordable housing for all. And I do believe that we will succeed even in this most difficult arena, which we in industry, I in industry, and we in government have not been able to achieve. So many times, even though I may be singularly successful in many activities, I do see a vacuum in certain areas of our progression. Because if we are not able to cater for the entire industry, and the industry is not able to cater for each and every person in the country, we have not succeeded. We cannot have a GDP where we are third richest, second richest, or the richest, where the benefit does not reach the bottom of the pyramid. It has to reach, and it is the duty of each and every one of us to see that that vision and goal is also maintained and achieved. And hence, I shall not rest. We shall have to continue to work together in order to see that every such objective is also maintained and done as quickly as possible. And this is one of my dreams that I would like to continue to achieve and work with the governments, whether it is Maharashtra, whether it is MP or any other state and other thing. I think we are all duty bound in order to see that we will vision out this kind of work that we do. My friends, the future of India and the growth is ensured. We are at a growth rate of 7% GDP growth. Some of the latest statistics show that we may have even achieved 8% GDP growth to there. But we have a lot of problems. And that is the beauty of it, that we have challenges. So let's take my own industry, which is real estate. Are we aware, or are we collectively aware, even those people who are working in the building industry, that today, 2026, we are 2 million construction skilled workers short? What type of workers? Carpenters, fitters, plumbers, electricians, painters, and this sector of society. 2 million. The CEO of L&T, very big infrastructure, the CEO mentioned some months back that there were 25,000 construction workers, skilled construction workers short. So on one side, India has unemployment or underemployment in the agriculture sector, for example. And on the other side, we in the industry don't have skilled workers. Or konse skilling, not such a big skilling to do. So what we are doing, while we get prosperity, and I'm also at fault, I run 14 colleges, I have management schools, I have arts, science, commerce, I have engineering, I have all this, and I have 45,000 students in colleges, but I have only 3,000 skilled working group that I skill. And we need millions. While here's my people who come from the educational institutions may or may not get jobs. Those I skill, 100% get 3 times the salary on the day that they are already skilled. What we are actually happening is that the educational gap that we have is becoming larger and larger because of the skill sets not being taught. So, while India is getting more educated, this gap is something which is pretty dangerous. Many people made a statement about Nepal, where the youth went against the government and the government fell. And they said, you know, it was because of corruption. Not true. It failed because the educated youth did not get jobs. Because the growth of the country in terms of development was not inclusive enough. And that's the real next challenge which our country will face. Because we need industry, including my industry, also industry like Mr. Firodia is doing, to train these workers and to see that we get more jobs and get them to be employed for that segment. There is a huge mismatch between the needs of business, the needs of industry, and actually the educational system coming to it. The best part of the whole idea was the change in the National Education Policy 2020. The policy came in after 45 years. The policy earlier was 45 years ago, or was it more than that? And now the changes have just started to happen in the education system, but we need to drive a much stronger future in that direction. I'm mentioning this over here, but I also mention it on other platforms because it's important for us to drive education of this demographic dividend should be an asset to the country and not create a problem which is going to be difficult for India or any other country to handle, and we should never become a Nepal problem that should come to India, because I do see that the demographic dividend that we talk about could become a democratic problem for us that we need to do. And it is being addressed, but it's not adequately addressed. And I think that's a big challenge for industry, business, and other people. And we have to be very cautious in this direction for the purposes of doing it. I do believe also we talked about money and the importance of money that is there. When I started business, money was the most important thing that I wanted to achieve. Came from a middle class background, and hence wealth, money was the ultimate judge of everything. Over a period of time, we all realize, and it takes time and difficult to explain younger people because everybody is measured in terms of money, unfortunately, that integrity, honesty, and commitment to a cause is extremely important. And I want to specially mention it because there is an example of the person, Mr. Ratan Tata. When he died 2 years ago, there was something extraordinary that happened in the newspapers. None of the newspapers spoke about that man in terms of his wealth, how rich he was when he died. While most of the time, we are all judged by that. And that is a big factor about him because his empathy, his care for people, his care for his dogs, about animals and others, took over the future of this man, and people talked about that and his honesty and credibility and integrity and what he brought the Tata Group to. My young friends, in your lives also, at some point of time in the beginning, पैसे तो कमाना है, मुझे भी कमाना है, लेकिन ये सोच रखिए आपके माइंड में कि at this some time or the other, that measurement will go away, and ultimately that honesty, that integrity, that commitment is going to be extremely important for the thing. We talk about innovation. We talk about change, and we think, how do we bring that about, especially in this age of AI? We all need to use these new instruments of change for the betterment of society. It's not only about the job that you do or how you do the job, but how can you use these new instruments to bring about a change of a majority of the people. The moment you think like that, all the instruments that you use for change are going to be positive. There was a time when computers were first introduced in India. Devastating. Because so many people who wrote books of accounts and others would lose their jobs. In reality, it didn't happen that way. The volume of jobs actually did. But all of them had to learn how to use the computer. So I think and believe that while the new instruments of change are going to come over here, we need to rapidly learn how to use these new instruments rather than to fear the change that is going to come. Because change will happen. And today, yesterday it was computers, then it was the internet, then it's been the social media. Now it's going to be AI. And though there are lots of companies which are challenged in the stock market, it is my belief that these same companies or different companies will take up leadership role, and you will find something that is going to be different to do that part of it. The other part is education. We all think that we want to get a degree. And that seems to be the end of many of the students' objective, and believe that that is the education you need to live a great life. I want to share a story. My father, Dr. L. Hiranandani, Padma Bhushan, ENT surgeon, Dhanvantri Award winner, at the age of 80, tells me early morning, Niranjan, I'm going to Germany to learn a new operation. Dad, are you crazy? I could tell my dad, obviously. And I wondered. And he said, yes, I'm going to learn from Dr. Plester, Operation of the Year. Dr. Plester, wasn't he the same person who came to learn an operation of the cancer of the thyroid area from you 10 years ago and much younger to you? He said, yes, you remember we had dinner together at Willingdon Club, and he was the doctor who came to learn from my father. And I couldn't understand why my father wanted to go and learn over there. And he did go. At the age of 80, Dr. Hiranandani went to Germany to learn a new operation from a doctor younger to him by 15 years. This is the beginning of my thought process, and that's why I took my PhD at age 64. My father was continuing to learn at a more older age. When I become 80, I don't know what I'll learn. The idea being now so different than the education that we received when I passed out from colleges 45 plus years ago. It is now needed that you have to keep learning all your life. All your life. Because the rapidity of change that is taking place. Somebody bought a flat from me 15 years ago. He came and complained to me. What was the complaint? Is it leaking? No. Is there some other problem? Is the lifts not working? Power failure? No, no, no. What is it? He said, आपके नए बिल्डिंग देखो ना, हमारे ये बिल्डिंग से कितना ज़्यादा अच्छा है. I said, जो ये मकान लिया है ना, वो भी शिकायत करने वाला है 10-15 साल के बाद, क्योंकि हम इससे भी अच्छे मकान आगे बनाने वाले हैं. तो आपको प्रगति तो करनी ही है. आप कौन सी भी गाड़ी बनाएंगे आज, 5 साल के बाद फोर्स की गाड़ी और भी बढ़िया बननी चाहिए, नहीं तो हम नहीं लेंगे आपकी गाड़ी. ये हालत है हमारी सिचुएशन आज के तारीख में. So, young friends, very important that you have to learn how to improve yourself no matter where you are. Even if you're number one in your college or school, it doesn't matter. What it matters is what you learn all the time and improve yourself continuously is what is important in life. And that is something which will always remain with you because you're going to consistently improve. Otherwise, you'll become too old, outdated, and out of the world of business or profession or anything that you have to learn or do. Secret, learn, 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 and use what you learn. You know what's the style today? What a wonderful speech he made. what a wonderful lecture he gave. 2 मिनट के बाद भूल गए क्या बोला था. फिर हम इंस्टाग्राम में देख लेंगे, यहाँ देख लेंगे, यूज नहीं कर रहे. Again, the secret is not to learn only, but to use and learn. In the process of using and learning, yes, you can fall. Yes, you can have difficulties. But the moment you fall and you learn, you go to the next level. This is the simple secret of my success, but it's the simple secret of all successful people. The only thing is, I'm telling you how they have succeeded. They don't tell you how they have succeeded. इतनी बात तो पूरा हो जाता है. So if you want to become good, better, best, better than the best, keep learning, keep improving, and keep doing it. We go for a holiday. We keep on taking pictures. You also take, I also take. People from my office also take. What happens at the end of the day? I look at the picture and say, यहाँ हम गए थे, यहाँ हम क्या सीख सकते हैं? हम प्रॉपर्टी बना रहे हैं, यहाँ घूमने गए थे, यहाँ दुबई में क्या है, हांगकांग में क्या है, सिंगापुर में क्या है, ये है. So life is very simple. Don't worry about what is there to learn. You have to learn everything from everybody. Even if he's a small person, he may teach you. And that is something that you have to learn. Learn, 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 and learn. At the end of the day, I want to thank you all for all being wonderful collaborators together. Today, I am very proud to come over here to the cleanest city in India. Why is Indore the cleanest city? I couldn't understand. Why is it Delhi is not the cleanest city? It's polluted. Why is Mumbai not the cleanest city? It's my city. And you know, I got so many different answers. Somebody said it's because of segregation of waste. Somebody says it's reutilization of waste. Somebody said it is something. What is the secret of being the cleanest city here? It's about each and every one of you, the individuals segregating waste, industry processing waste, local government giving the idea, vision of the top at the political level working towards it. It's the collaborative effort which makes the cleanest city, and that is the beauty of your city. It's only collaborative effort that really works. We may have 5 ideas or 50 ideas given by 50 different people. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, we have to make the success of this country and this idea, and that is there. When we have problems and hurdles in our lives, what do? I was traveling to Switzerland by Swiss Air in those days, many years ago, and there was a Swiss sitting next to me. And I asked him, you know, what were you doing in India? So he said, I'm going to put up power plants, we are going to do this, we are going to do this collaborative. I said, how often do you come? He says, every 2 months I come and try to fix up a thing. So I said, why, how do you come to India? Why so much work? There's no work in Europe? No work in Europe. Why? Because we don't have so much population, there's not so much opportunity, so the growth story is not there. So they want to come to India in order to do business or invest into whatever it is. How do we take our own ideas and grow our country faster and better and this? Indore's clean city is an example how you can take the smallest of small things and be the best in the country. You have to teach me, not I teach you. So I want to learn before I leave for Mumbai how to make the whole country more clean. And maybe, Mr. Firodia, we can do it for Pune also and work on it here. Both of us will learn here today. And when we go back to our cities, we will teach them from the Indore example. What does it mean? It means that when you go to some place or you hear something, like we heard so many things on it, how many of those examples can you copy, emulate? Look at it as they being your mentor. Don't even tell them that you are my mentor. Just hear them and see the summary which has been put up. Pick up those ideas and implement that part of it. That's it. You don't have to do anything more. The teacher may not even know that he has taught you all the good things in life. There's a good teacher, he teaches 50 students. How many of those 50 students actually become successful in life? Not all. Not the most brilliant. Not the most intelligent. Then which one becomes more better? It's the one who learns from that example, not the person who hears. You may hear, but you will not be able to implement that part of it unless you learn to learn from that example. And that is why I'm here to learn from Indore how to make the clean city and copy it for Mumbai and for the India. And we will write something that will be useful for the whole country. Similarly, you can go to any other place, to Mumbai or any other place, wherever in the world, and keep learning from what they have to teach you. So yes, and fortunately, we have the internet, we have the communication strategies, and all those are available today, which are there. Of course, you do it for fun. I also do it for fun. But if you're not learning from that time, there's no maja in making your own future come true. So, I wanted to share these ideas and thoughts with you. I do believe, for me, as long as I have health and God gives me life, for me, this is just a beginning. So I have to thank you for the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I do believe that we all can make India great, not only monetarily, but in every aspect of life. We will contribute and give back to rest of society and the world also, because we will have so much of everything in our country at every segment of society that the future is going to be wonderful. So, wishing the Management Association grateful thanks to you, to all the other friends who are here from industry and business, most of all, the young students who are here today. I promise you that the future of India is great, but I would love that each one of you sitting in this audience and otherwise to also come back and tell me after 10 years that there is so much you have achieved which you never dreamt that you could ever achieve before. Have that faith in India, have the faith in Bharat, have the faith in yourself, have the faith in your leaders, and do it. All the very best. Thank you once again for giving me this honor. I feel greatly privileged for whatever it is. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your words were so powerful and heartfelt that I feel anything I say after this would just fall short. What an inspiring address. I could see people taking notes, and I assure you that 1% improvement will happen in this room today. Moving on, as a token of gratitude and show our appreciation, I would request Mr. Vipul Agrawal, Managing Director Sunil Agrawal and Associates, to please present a memento. I would now like to request Mr. Sapin Shah to extend a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Shani. Distinguished guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, we did not merely present an award. We witnessed a lifetime built with conviction, shaped by courage, and guided by vision. It's my privilege to offer this vote of thanks as we honor a man who has transformed not just skylines, but the spirit of enterprise in our nation. Where others saw land, he saw possibility. Where others saw boundaries, he saw blueprints of the future. And where many built structures, he built communities, alive with ambition, trust, and purpose. Sir, your journey teaches us that foundations are not made of concrete alone. They are made of values, they are made of integrity, they are made of an unwavering belief that excellence is not an act, but a habit. You have shown us that leadership is not about height, it's about depth. Depth of character, depth of commitment, depth of responsibility towards society. On behalf of Team IMA, I extend our heartfelt gratitude for your words rich with wisdom, for your journey rich with lessons, for your presence rich with inspiration. Sir, awards may mark milestones, but legacies mark generations. And today, we celebrate a legacy that will continue to rise, not just in towers of steel and stone, but in the aspirations of young leaders who dare to dream. With deepest respect and heartfelt gratitude, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.